This is an unboxing video for the VOCRS hydroponic growing system that I posted about on my Facebook page. At the time that I purchased it, it had a 50% coupon, so it was selling for $20 instead of the $40. But of course, my big mouth, I posted about it, and that sale is no longer happening. But so this is an unboxing to show you what it looks like when it arrives. And the thing so difficult, of course, is doing this with one hand. So comes with the manual. We're gonna have to pause this and take it out. I've taken it out of the box and I lifted the light up. I believe it extends even further, but again, this is all hard to do with one hand. So the top pops off, and this is where you have these plastic lids that go over when you're starting seeds. The cap, which goes here for the fill unit. You've got 2 sets of 6, total of 12 net cups. You've got the growing medium, which is this kind of spongy material. This is the power cord, and these are the nutrients. So it does come with nutrients that you mix. There's an A, and there's a B. I actually don't use their nutrients. I hold on to these, but yeah, I use my own nutrients. I like to use the General Hydroponics set. Oh well, somebody needs to come in. So let's let the dog in. Simply because I'm familiar with these nutrients, I've been using them for years in my own hydroponics systems, so I'm sticking with what I know. But I do just kind of go ahead and collect these, you know, just in case. So anyway, all of this comes in here, and power cord. It's fairly easy to set up, and I'll continue doing the video to show the setup, but I already have one set up over here with lettuce seedlings in it. And again, I really like how close the light can get to the seedlings. So we have some more seedlings that need to be transplanted into hydroponics, which is why I bought this additional system here. So one of the best things that you can do with these systems, so you can really set it and forget it, because it's got the water reservoir that lasts quite a while. I think every 2 weeks you add the nutrients. But one of the things that you can add to your systems is a timer, an automatic timer. And that way it will turn the lights on and off for you. I have them set for 12 hours. So they come on at 7 a.m. They go off at like 7 p.m. And yeah, so this is a really nice system. And I'm happy to have gotten a new one. So let's plant out some seedlings. I also forgot that it comes with some stakes for if you were doing tomatoes or a plant that needed a little extra support. So this is pretty cool as well. I wanted to show how tall this light extends. That's pretty tall. That is, let's see. This light extends like 18 inches. Yeah, so 18 inches, that's 1.5 feet, right? So that is really nice. See if I can get back here a bit. Yeah, so 18.5 inches in height. I've taken the net cups out of the package and the sponges out of the package. $12 net cups. Now the sponges, they have a hole in here and it's a sponge-like growth medium. If you're starting seeds, you just put the seed down in there and you put the sponge in there, and what it does is it serves as a wick. So it wicks the water into the sponge growth medium, which then nurtures the seed. And when you're doing that, that's when you'll use these covers to put on top of here so you can have a greenhouse effect and the warmth of the seed. But we are doing seedlings and not seeds, so they've already germinated. Again, so if you were using seeds, you'd put the seed in here, it goes in the net cup, and then you would use one of these little domes to cover it, to give it the greenhouse effect. I do hold on to these. Any of these extra items I hold on to because I end up using them in other ways. Now with seedlings, what you do is because obviously you can't shove a seedling in here, so I actually cut it, like split it down here using a pair of scissors, and I put the seedling in here and use this as support for the seedling. I also have done that with pool noodles. Let me see if I can get here. So you can use pool noodles, bits of pool noodles that can help stabilize it. And I got this idea from Mike Banduzzi's YouTube channel. But the cool thing about using pool noodles is they're reusable, whereas these aren't. They just kind of, the roots start growing all through here, and it essentially sort of just degrades, biodegradable. But the pool noodle, you simply can just remove it from around the plant. You can rinse them off, sanitize them, and reuse them again. And they don't hold water, which leaves you at risk of mold and things like that. And so with these plants here that I've used this sponge thing, I end up putting like clay pellets in there, because the light is pretty intense, and that along with this wet sponge that can create mold issues. So here you can still see kind of the sponge there and some clay pebbles. I'll add more as the plant gets taller so it can completely block out the light there. But yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to use these now or save them for when I want to do some seed starting. I might save these to do seed starting and just use my pool noodles. Yeah, use my pool noodles in here to stabilize the plant. Although, you know what? I will use these because what happens is sometimes the roots of the seedling aren't long enough to reach the water just yet, and this still serves as a wick for that moisture. Although the thing that I really love about this system is, and I showed this in a previous video, that the water, the pump water, actually comes down through each of these net cups. So we'll use these because it came with it, and I want you all to see how I use them. So let's get started. The funny thing is now I am using the hydroponic system as a as a stand for my phone, but I just take like a knife or even a pair of scissors and just sort of cut into here. I of course got the dullest knife ever, but it's okay. This stuff cuts pretty easily. previously I had used, I would wet it and then cut it, but it tended to kind of crumble up. So, and I really just want it open, not even all the way down lengthwise, but just about that amount. And then let's grab ourselves one of these seedlings here. So you can see that, you know, although we've got our true leaves here, the root itself isn't very long. And what I do is I just go ahead and place it in here. And it doesn't even matter if the root is sticking out of here a little bit or not, because this is just going to, again, wick the water all the way up here. So can tuck that root in there or not, it doesn't matter. But there we go. And it will go in the net cup. It's pretty far down. It's interesting because these other ones, the other ones were a bit wider, and so they fit the net cups better. So I'm going to end up actually still using some pool noodle. Okay, so I have my bag of goodies, my pool noodles, and just to show you how I use these with regular size net cups, this is what the pool noodle does. It's cut into, I cut it into a ring. So you know, you have the long pool noodles. I just slice them into a ring like this, and I cut out just a little wedge similar to this. This is a different color, and you hold on to that wedge because it helps stabilize the plant inside, as seen in this one, right? So pool noodle with the wedge cut out. This hole would be too big for a plant, but with this, it helps stabilize the plant for this size net cup. Now this size net cup, I can still just use the wedge just to give it a little more stability here. And so add it to this sponge here, and both are, you know, flexible and can squeeze. I actually like to, plant's kind of leaning over here, so I like to do it at the point where I split it with the scissors. So just put it in here, squeeze, and wedge it. And so now that's just enough pressure that it holds it right up here at the top of the net cup. And then we've got this amount of space. And so then we just drop it right in there. So that is what I'm going to do for the rest of these lettuce seedlings in here, and I will bring you back when I have them all planted out. You can also use scissors, a pair of scissors, to cut this slice down in here. Sharper than my knife was, that's for sure. And it just opens right up. Got another little pool noodle wedge. There we go. I now have all of the seedlings out here, so you can see just a little bit of pool noodle to help stabilize the plants, and I am going to move it over to where the other systems are, and we'll plug it in, we'll add our nutrients. Okay, so I have got it set up and I'm going to start adding my nutrients. I like to use the General Hydroponics Flora series. So we've got the micronutrients, we've got the vegetation and the blooming. And what I really like about this is the combination of them allows you to take care of your hydroponic plants throughout their growth. So there's a certain amount that you give for cuttings and seedlings. There's general purpose. If you want aggressive vegetative growth, a transition to bloom and blooming and ripening. And it's got a chart here on the back that tells you how much of each nutrient to add. So since these are seedlings, it just takes a teaspoon, a fourth of a teaspoon per gallon of each one of these. Now, this isn't a gallon, so I think it's just nearly a gallon. The capacity of this, it's something like 4 liters. So I've got my fourth of a teaspoon here, and this is full of water. So I am just going to add the fourth of a teaspoon and mix that in. That one, and then the fourth of a teaspoon of this one. Mix that in. And finally, fourth of a teaspoon of this one. And it also tells you the NPK nutrient numbers. So 501 for this one. This one's 216, and then the bloom is 054. So fourth of a teaspoon of this one. Mix that in. Okay, now here we go. This is our newest one. And we will add the water. So that is just, let me get some light on, it's hard to see over here. Is that gonna help me out? Oh, it's just barely a liter. So I of course have more water to put in. And also the power is not on, that's blinking. So doesn't take much, it's just a light touch, I believe. Let's see, when the light is blinking it means it's in sleeping mode. Okay. I own one. You would think I wouldn't own one of these. Let me figure this. You can press the button to activate into working mode again. All right, come on. Pressing. There we go. You know what? I think it's just this stuff on my hand. So there we go. Lights on, pumps working. And what I wanted to tell you is that each one of these individual cups, if you can see the water flowing in there, that's what I like about this system. that it's flowing in the individual net cups like that. All right, we'll get some more water in there. Okay, so we have got it full of water. You can see to the max fill line, and it also tells you in here the max fill line. Put that cap back. Now what I'm going to do is cover these up because we don't want air getting in there. And of course, lower my light. So the pump is on, it's in vegetation mode, and so we'll just lower our light to get nice and close to those seedlings. There we go. And then I'm just going to put something that will cover these. We don't want light getting in there and algae forming inside of the system. And basically I just like take some scrap cardboard like this and just, there we go. That covers that up. It's covering up one of my others over there. There we go. All right, welcome to the family, system number 4. The one of these I am giving to my mom to put over at Shady Pines. And so this one is a different system. It's called Robert's Goods. One of the things I like about this one, as well as the light being able to get low, this light also flips up, which is nice. But the system itself, I mean, it's got a lot of kinks to it. The minute and hour things are transposed. So the M actually operates the hours, the H operates the minutes. It's got some questionable function things here, like a reading light. No one needs a reading light on a grow light. But what I do like is it has an integrated timer. So hence the clock, but it's got a timer. These other ones, including the Arrow Garden, do not have timers on them, and so I have all of these hooked into the same power strip, and that power strip is hooked into a timer. So all of these will be automatically cut on at 7 a.m. and off at 7 p.m. All right, I will keep everyone up to date on how the seedlings are going in our newest one. Some of these are looking a little crispy. I don't know that it's reaching the water here in this Arrow Garden. So what might end up happening is some of these from the Arrow Garden get swapped out with some of the other ones if their root development is longer and can reach the water in the Arrow Garden. So we might place some musical plants around here. Trying to save all these seedlings. All right, well, that's all I have for today. Thank you for joining. Post comments on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching this video. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. Let's learn together and grow together.